Okay, I had my braces taken off 2.5 weeks ago. And at the time that they were taken off, I noticed that I had a gap in between my two front teeth. They assured me that wearing my retainer 24/7 except when eating would close that up, so it wasn't a concern. But after wearing my retainer full time for 10 days, the gap was just as present as the day I got the braces off. And by the time 10 days rolled around, I had a second concern, which was my bite. Your bite will settle after you get the braces off. Just naturally, your teeth kind of want to come together the way that they're supposed to work on food. But the way that my bite was settling was this molar in the far back was descending a little bit, so that when I would bite down, the only teeth that would connect in my entire mouth was this back molar and this molar, which is a weird sensation when none of your other teeth are meeting. So when you get your braces off, or at least my experience was, they tell you wear your retainers full time and come back in 2 months for a follow-up. So I was a little worried at coming back 2 months later. Would the gap still be there 2 months later? It's already been there for 10 days. And then what about this bite settling? I did a lot of internet searching. It was a 50-50 split out there. You know, half said call your orthodontist right away and let them know about the changes or the non-existent changes in my case. Or it's going to change. Don't worry about it. Just kind of wait it out. So I definitely called and made it known that I had these two concerns, and they told me to come on back in. So I had an appointment, and the doctor took a look at my teeth, and he said, oh, absolutely, this should be closed by now. Let's go ahead and put Dimples in your retainer. So I'm going to show you that. And then just to close the loop on this back tooth descending, he agreed with the bite settling theories and whatnot and said, we expected it, totally normal. Once we cut down some hours on the amount of time you're wearing your retainer, your teeth will start to shift and settle into one another, and then it will just over time become what it's supposed to be, and don't worry about it whatsoever. So I took my retainer out for this video to show you what these dimples are. So when you get your retainer, the surface of the teeth is really smooth. So here I'll show you this side. And what they did was applied dimples to the two front teeth, and those are just kind of impressions made with a tool. So you can see those two front ones. So you can see those dimples right in the middle of those two. And those created just enough pressure right against the two front teeth to be really painful for two to 3 days. So it was just like getting your braces tightened again, but focused only in that area. So that when I would put them back in, it would be just a little tighter right there. And most people didn't even notice it. Most people don't notice that I'm wearing the retainer. And they didn't notice that I had gotten the dimples unless I specifically said, hey, check this out. And you can see it if you're really looking at it. But again, I only have to wear this for 2 months total, and then it's just at night, so it doesn't really matter what it looks like. And you can see the difference between then and now in terms of the gap. So it's definitely closed up at least 50%, I would say. And I had the dimples put on Monday, and today is Friday. So I've really only been wearing it a couple of days. And they said to give it another 10 days since Monday and let them know if it doesn't completely close up. So it's definitely working. It was a big concern of mine. I thought, oh my gosh, the braces are off. What could they possibly do to close that gap now? So they do have a few tricks up their sleeve. And to make me feel even more assured, they said, if this doesn't close it up, we'll just have you come back in and we'll make you a new retainer. And we'll put a little more what they call activation. So it'll be just the retainer would be made a little tighter in that space. So to have more activation in that area to close it up. So they were not concerned whatsoever. It was just kind of a timeline thing. So that just goes to show you that you should follow your gut. And if you have a concern or two, definitely call your orthodontist, raise it up with the team. Orthodontia is very expensive. So you want to make sure that when all is said and done, your teeth are healthy, your bite is healthy, and that you're satisfied that you paid all this money and underwent what could be potentially years of treatment, and you want to be satisfied with the outcome. So there you have it, an update on the status of this whole thing going on. If you haven't watched my other videos, I've got one on like the whole journey of braces that covers my TMJ, crossbite, overjet, and congenitally missing tooth that talks about getting this implant. And that implant is scheduled for next week. So if you are not subscribed and you'd like to subscribe, you'll be notified when that video goes up. So hit that bell if you're interested. And if you did like this video, please go ahead and give it a like. All right, thanks for watching.